In this lecture, we would like to discuss about Jean-Jacques Rousseau, the French political philosopher who was behind the mental supporter of the French Revolution. So, Rousseau made a storm in his writings which caused the French Revolution of 1789. So, regarding Rousseau as a political philosopher, his contribution towards social contract that we would like to discuss in this lecture. So, on social contract, Rousseau says that by the creation of the required association, the fundamental problem would be solved. This association was formed on the basis of a social contract, and all members asserted to it. This association or political society was to provide freedom of the state of nature and the benefit of civil law and order. Rousseau defines the terms of contract in his own words as each of us puts his person and all his power in common under the supreme direction of the general will, and in our corporate capacity we receive each member as an indivisible part of the whole at once in place of the individual personality of each contracting party. This act of association creates a moral and collective body composed of as many members as the assembly contains votes, and receiving from this act its unity, its common identity, its life, and its will. This public person, so framed by the union of all persons, formerly took the name of city, now takes that of republic or body politic. It is called by its members state when passive, sovereign when active, and power when compared with other like itself. So, by entering into the social contract, each member gives his all to the society and the community. There became absolute. But in spite of this, individual still possessed equal rights. However, none was a loser because each giving himself to all gave himself to nobody. And in particularly in the words of Rousseau, this particular concept is that he is giving himself to all, gives himself to nobody. And as there is not one associate over whom we do not acquire the same rights which are considered to him over ourselves. We gain the equivalent of all that we lose and more power to preserve what we have. So, the material and moral transformation which the individual undergoes as a result of becoming a member of the civil society, as described by Rousseau in his own words, that the passage from the state of nature to the civil state brings about a momentous change in man. In his conduct, it replaces the very instinct by justice and gives to his acts a moral character which was wanting in them before. The voice of duty takes to place of physical impulse. Right supplants appetite. Now, for the first time, man who his had his thought only of himself forced to act on other principles and to consult his reason before listening to his desire. It is true that in the civil society he deprives himself of many advantages which he holds from nature, but in return he gains advantages so great. He, his faculties are so trained and developed, his ideas so enlarged, his whole soul exalted to such a degree that of the abuses of the new order did not often degrade him below the level of that forum which he had escaped. He ought without ceasing bless the happy moment which lose him forever from the old order, and which of a stupid and limited animal made him a reasoning brain being and a man. So, this is the very nature of social contract that we found in Rousseau's writings of the social contract, where exactly Rousseau wants that man to escape from the evils of state of nature has entered into a contract with his fellow beings to bring and establish a civil society, and by that individuals of the state of nature would establish an social order where the reason would prevail, and instead of what exactly was prevailing in the state of nature was that of lack of order due to every individual's desire was determining the very state of nature. So when man and all would enter into a civil society through a social contract, there would be reason and everyone would be equal and a true social order would prevail. So, this is the view of Rousseau regarding social contract. So, while explaining this in his own words, Rousseau expressed that he is giving himself to all, gives himself to nobody. And that exactly means by entering into the social contract. Each member gives his all to the society and the community. But in spite of this, individuals still possessed equal rights as there is no one associate over whom we do not acquire the same right which are conceded to him over ourselves. However, none was a loser because he is giving himself to all, give himself to nobody. So, this is how, by social contract, a civil society and community is created, and where every member has sacrificed something for the whole, but they are not losing anything. And in the very words of Rousseau, man is born free, but everywhere is in chains. So you have completed Rousseau's social contract.